The wrestling body is to file a reply by 3 o'clock today. So that's a fast developing story. We're getting you all the updates on amid all of these protests and sensational allegations. The wrestling body is now going to issue a reply to the sports ministry by 3 p.m. Remember, the wrestlers have said that the Wrestling Federation of India, as it stands today as a body, must not continue. They should in fact be disbanded, is what is being said by the wrestlers for the Wrestling Federation. And now they're going to send a reply to the Ministry of Sports on allegations of Indian wrestlers. What has been brewing? What really happened there? Were these wrestlers raising these concerns even internally? Akshay, these are some questions we'll get answers to once the reply is sent to the ministry at 3 p.m. today by the wrestling body, isn't it?
Well, completely, Sneha, that's absolutely true, because the wrestlers, there was a question that Mr. Brij Bhushan Singh raised, that why these allegations now? Why are the wrestlers coming in front of the media and coming to protest now? But the wrestlers have been saying, they have been maintaining, the protesting wrestlers of course, that the complaints have been there for the past few years. In fact, they have tried to raise it with their respective wrestling federation bodies, the state bodies, but their grievances were not being heard. They are also saying that this network of harassment, of abuses, of exploitation was not just limited to the national body of the Wrestling Federation of India, but in the state units as well. The same kind of exploitation was there, and that was the big concern of the wrestlers. So it seems, if the allegations are true of these exploitation of the wrestlers, it seemed that the wrestlers tried to raise their grievances, their concerns for quite some time now. They felt that they were not being heard. They felt that if the chief of the Wrestling Federation of India is part, or rather is leading these exploitations, then what can they hope for as far as their grievances are concerned? So that seems to be the reason that the wrestlers had to come here at Jantar Mantar and to protest instead of train for the next Olympics or Commonwealth Games or Asian Games or any other championship, any other games. They had to come here, sit out in winter on the Jantar Mantar Dharna site to make sure that their voice is heard and their allegations that were not being heard by the Wrestling Federation of India is heard by the public through media. So that is the reason the wrestlers have decided to come here, and now they have made it quite clear that they will not move an inch back till the time there is a sacking of the head of the Wrestling Federation of India, Mr. Brij Bhushan Singh, and a restructuring of the Wrestling Federation of India, not just in the national unit but the state units as well. Sneha?
Not one but several demands of all of these wrestlers who are now out together protesting against the Wrestling Federation of India chief and asking for the Wrestling Federation of India to be disbanded in its current form. Amit continues to be with us. Amit, what were the demands raised yesterday when the minister with the sports, a meeting with the sports minister took place, and what will be the demands today? Because quite a few of these concerns and demands were either not raised, and also many of it required to be addressed, and that hasn't been done, and hence another meeting today, isn't it, with the sports minister?
Right, Sneha. Before I respond to that question, there's another news that we are breaking right now, that WFI President Brij Bhushan Singh spoke to Union Home Minister, sources have confirmed, and along with that we also know for a matter of fact, sources have confirmed India Today, that Mr. Brij Bhushan has explained his side of the story. He has tried to put his defense in front of Union Home Minister. So that is a big breaking story right now, where not only the Union Home Minister has spoken to Mr. Brij Bhushan about the allegations, but on the other side you also have the man in question trying to defend himself, trying to put out his story to Union Home Minister. So this is a big developing story. Every hour what we are seeing is that there's new addition to this controversy and new development to the controversy. And Sneha, as you mentioned, last night there was a marathon meeting which happened at Anurag Thakur's official residence here in Delhi, and international wrestlers, Indian wrestlers such as Sakshi Malik, Vinesh Fogart, Bajrang Punia, all of these were part of the meeting along with the sports ministry officials and SIDG Sandeep Pradhan. What we are learning from our sources is that the three major concerns which were raised by the wrestlers, Indian wrestlers, were pretty clear. Number one being that this man, Brij Bhushan Singh must be sacked. He needs to be removed from his post. Second demand was the present form of WFI and all state federations needs to be dissolved, because the wrestlers are of the opinion that even if you remove Mr. Brij Bhushan, he will be able to wield his power through his loyalists who are part of these federations. So there's no point of rehauling. The entire federation needs to be disbanded right now, dissolved right now, and the entire system needs to be put in right from the scratch. And along with that, there were also concerns about how resources are given to WFI and how they are spent. You know, that is a big question, because remember, during the Olympics, several controversies have erupted as to how certain athletes had raised a question that their coaches and physios are not being allowed to be part of the team, and Vinesh Fogart was one of those athletes who had raised it, voiced it very clearly that her coach and physios were not allowed on the trip, which had actually impacted her performance during the mega athletic event. So all these issues were actually discussed at length by the Indian wrestlers with the Union Sports Ministry and the officials who were sitting in the meeting. Along with that, Sneha, as I mentioned, you know, the Union Sports Ministry has also made it clear that they are willing to form a committee to look into the demands and the concerns which have been flagged by the Indian wrestlers.
Okay.
However, last night the meeting ended on a point where these wrestlers had made it clear that Mr. Brij Bhushan needs to go and the WFI needs to be dissolved straight away.